coming to you live on your chin.
Just do it!
Oh. This is the Goin Deep Show.
Hail Satan and praise the Dark Lord.
Oh, damn it! I took you off the fucking house! Fuck!
Hey, you don't say that.
Nothing but a nigger.
Enjoy today's episode.
Yes!
Fighting for the powers of evil because good is dumb. It's me, the kid, AG here. This is the Goin Deep Show. We really enjoy you guys tagging along with us as we crack a couple of brewskis, suck them right on fucking down.
It's awesome.
And talk whatever comes to our minds. This one is going to be a little bit of a different episode, I think, because it's
got Zaldor here too. Don't forget about me.
Oh yeah, motherfucker, yeah, motherfucker.
We'll encourage you up.
Yes.
What was that? That's what I was talking about. Play that clip again.
Awesome. It's awesome.
Wait a minute.
Encourage you.
Here you go.
We'll encourage you, uplift you, and hopefully add a little bit of laughter in your day.
I love that clip. I love that clip. I want to meet her.
And I'm so excited that you're here with me today.
Can we meet her? Can we get her in the show?
I can show you photos of her.
No, she needs to be in the show.
She's got big boobies.
No, I don't care about that.
Why don't you care about her big boobies?
Well,
why would you not care about all of her?
Because
I am an asshole!
That's really a fantastic story, you know.
that's another one we need to meet too.
Today's episode of the program is brought to you by these new drinks we have. We're not going to give names out because they didn't sponsor. It's just all fake, okay?
Hard soda.
We would not have. I mean, I keep saying we would have a sponsor, not have a sponsor, but they got to be happy with.
Hail Satan and praise the Dark Lord.
We have, okay.
You deserve to have a sponsor, though.
Any sponsor who would come to us has to deal with us saying terrible words that are not. They're not really for the average person to hear on a regular basis.
You're so wise.
We're very offensive here on the program, no matter how professional we may or may not sound.
Nigger, nigger, nigger.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Exactly. I think we just nailed it on that one.
Literally.
Hey, man, I'm telling you right now, if Quentin Tarantino gets to drop in bombs, why the fuck can't we?
not? Exactly. I agree with you, man.
Now, with that in mind, we are taking some resumes for any black people who want to be involved in our podcast. We want to definitely be diverse. I can't be the only minority on this thing. I'm hanging out with all you goddamn honkies. Look at you. You're the whitest motherfucker I've ever seen in my goddamn life.
So are you. Well, you're closer to Mexican than, you know.
I'm a little brown. I'm in the middle.
Well, I don't have that clip here, but I don't know where it is at. The stupid Mexican one. The crazy Mexican one. What's that clip you got? What's the soundboard you got for Mexican?
Hey, I'm a racist.
No, not that one.
Listen now.
Angry Mexican or something like that.
We inadvertently didn't try to come out with blazing guns here saying some offensive things, but
you know what?
It leads perfectly into what we want to talk about.
You're not racist. I'm not racist at anybody. You look awesome tonight.
Aw, that's adorable.
Yeah.
I am awesome tonight.
But you are awesome.
Is this like a song?
But I'm not racist at all.
No. Oh, God.
No.
That's deep.
It is.
Now, I want to tell you right now, okay? You don't know, like, these people on this board are local podcasters.
I know. I love that.
I love it too. These are the ones these are the people
these are the ones you need to have in the studio sometime.
I want them to come in here because I want them to just be completely appalled. I want them to be completely appalled by the amount of effort that has gone into making this podcast, and for them to know that every square inch where they sit, there has been a load blow.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Include that for them. Farts and loads and everything.
Oh, shit.
Pussy.
You stupid fucking cunt.
Seriously, though, we came out blazing on this one because we want to talk about censorship.
Yeah, we're talking about censorship.
And should people like us be allowed to have money to purchase microphones from Guitar Center to create what we've created here? It's arguable.
So are you saying that somebody should say, hey, you cannot purchase a microphone to do what you're doing?
Technically, that's the road we're going down nowadays.
You think so?
It really is, yeah.
That's pretty sad, to be honest with you.
I know. It's super sad.
Somebody goes, hey, you can't buy that microphone because we know what you're going to do with that microphone.
We came up with an alert system now where you're going to say cunt and you're going to say all sorts of things that are against a woman's wants and needs. You're going to talk about abortions and how they're fine.
What?
Even if you want to use a coat hanger to do it. All sorts of nonsense that's going to piss some fucking people off.
Holy shit!
And, okay.
Exactly. It's bullshit. I agree. It's bullshit.
They're way offensive things. Now, if I decide to get a vaccination or not to get a vaccination, should everybody be all in a butthurt about it? Because that seems to be the world we live in, where everybody's got to be, oh my God, you decided on your own to do something or not do it? What the fuck?
Is that not allowed?
I mean, Jesus Christ. I'm not trying to lay a line down here and be on one side or the other on this. My take on anything involving what's going on with the world when it comes to Spotify.
Well, we're talking about
and
Spotify.
Joe Rogan saying words, and Neil Young deciding to pull his music off, and Joni Mitchell and the Foo Fighters are apparently now coming on board.
Can we talk about a little background about the Spotify
let's do it, man.
thing?
Because you
the
got
Joe Rogan stuff.
Yeah,
Joe Rogan is interviewed, and I apologize, I don't know the guy's name right now because I'm a little buzzed as well. But he had a doctor. He had a doctor on the show, which talked about
Dr. Pinkie Pie.
No, it wasn't Dr. Pinkie Pie. It was not Dr. Pinkie Pie or Nurse Fiona.
It was Dr. Feelgood.
Dr. Feelgood. But he had a doctor on the show, which actually a very, very well-renowned doctor that talked about stuff that that talked about stuff that was the vaccination stuff. See, I'm not prepared at all for this.
It's fine. People don't come here for preparedness. Just make it up. It's fine. The bottom line is, Joe had a doctor on. Did he dispute what the doctor was saying?
No, he did not. Joe did not.
What did the doctor say?
The doctor said that the vaccinations were not meaningful at all. I mean, there's no reason for those vaccinations.
Well, to me...
Did you listen to the show at all?
No, as soon as Rogan went to Spotify and he decided to separate himself from all the other outlets, I said, fuck that. Because I'm the kind of person who, I want my voice to be heard on every format. I don't give a shit. Yeah, if you wheel a fucking semi-truck load full of fucking billions of dollars in front of my house, I may consider changing my mind. But for the most part, my take on this is, and I've had my ex-wife talk to me about this. Everybody was
talked to you about this?
Yes, everybody was getting on board on the vaccination. They're on board with the vaccination. The first thing, all the stuff was about this is the quickest way to get the quickest vaccination to happen. Blah blah blah. All this stuff. Yes, it's going to help. It's all these things. But okay, if it did do all those things it says, why are people still getting hit again and a second time? It's just like how many times.
All right,
are people going to do what they're told and then still get sick after doing what they're told to do?
Well, that's the whole thing about this whole debacle. And then I just did a quick search on Google right now, and Spotify is going to add a COVID advisory to podcast after.
Fuck that! I'm sick of these big companies doing babysitting. Why does Spotify feel they need to babysit?
That's what they're doing. They're saying, "Oh, okay, we're going to put a advisory saying, oh, don't listen to this, guys, because it might be just like Facebook does."
Triggered.
I know you're not on Facebook as much, but
fuck Facebook.
Facebook has a little thing. Every time you mention COVID, you got a little thing underneath their COVID stuff on it.
I'm glad mommy and daddy Facebook are watching out for me. Here's what I'm telling people who are listening to things on their own, making the decision to listen to it. Don't think that everything you hear is true. What in the fuck? Where did logic and reason and digging for information on your own go? Somebody comes to me and tells me something,
they don't,
and I question it. Maybe I'll start to get curious and I'll start to do my own fucking digging and research on it. I'm not gonna take a fucking guy who does UFC and does fucking Fear Factor's point as the fucking bottom line truth. Okay,
wait. It's not because of Joe Rogan. It's because who we had Joe Rogan was on the show.
But it's Joe's fucking show. He's got to make the decision.
Show, but
he decides to put that shit out. What I'm saying is, it boils down to this. People need to stop hearing things and either deciding that that's the fucking 100% fucking facts, or they need to decide that this thing hurts me. My words, I heard them and it hurt me.
Right.
Everybody needs to chill the fuck out. Because you hear something, you still get to decide how you react to it. Okay? I mean, what the fuck is going on?
But people can't do that, though. That's the thing, is they figure that, because I'm listening to Joe Rogan.
Joe's the foremost authority on fucking vaccinations and shit. Right. As the same guy who was on news radio, man. I take all my advice from the dead Phil Hartman. I mean, come on. Seriously. It's like now my My guiding light is South Park. Everything South Park says, that's what I'm gonna.
Park, right.
It's the same fucking thing. Joe thinks he's okay. Whatever. I don't give a shit. I watched Joe. Joe, he might be the fucking brilliant motherfucker, Mr. Super Philosopher of our time and age. Okay, but you know what? We all can be wrong sometimes, guys. Okay, there's no fucking superhuman being who's never fucking wrong. Period.
Right.
You got to decide. If you're going to listen to this motherfucker and everything he says you're going to just fucking buy into, no, you're not. It's stupid. It's dumb to think that shit. So, the controversy is Neil Young decides to pull his music off of Spotify.
Right, that's where
which is his choice. That's his art form. He doesn't want to be associated with that.
And Joni Mitchell.
That seems to be pretty logical to me. I don't want my artwork hung at a church because that's not my fucking gig.
Right.
If some church steals my artwork, sticks it on their walls, I'm going to raise a fuss too. So I'm not downplaying Neil Young taking his art and doing whatever he
We're talking about
wants.
your logo. If somebody wanted to put your logo on a church, I don't know why they would do that, but...
The Church of Satan.
The Church of Satan. Okay, there we go. If the Church of Satan would say, hey, I love your logo. I want to put it on in my bulletins or like that.
No, I would not like that. I mean, I can agree with some of the stuff that the Church of Satan gets with. They seem to be more Christian-like than fucking Christians do it sometimes.
Right.
But the bottom line is, people, you got to just decide that, I heard it. Stop taking the easy way out. I heard on the radio they said this, and it's got to be true. I can't. Can you believe that? I heard it somewhere on the radio. Listen, you're hearing me fucking say this bullshit right now. Is anything I'm fucking saying true? No, I mean, we're talking nonsense.
There we go. All right, so Robert Malone, who's the scientist and widely criticized mRNA vaccine skeptic, has been banned from tweeting, of course, and he's been one of the speakers that said that the science has settled. They're not working. The vaccines aren't working. So that's what the whole thing was with the. That's what's kind of fueled this whole thing.
Okay, so this guy's background...
Dr. Robert Malone is the guy I'm talking about.
The thing is, for him to come out and say that, he has to have some type of inside backstage knowledge on if it is or isn't.
He does. You need to listen to the episode.
I'm going to because I don't want to see that.
I've actually listened to it.
So what's
it's been a couple weeks since I listened to it, so I can't give you word for word exactly what he said, but he basically said that we're being brainwashed, pretty much. That's what he said. And I don't know exactly the words that he used because, again, I've had like 7 beers, 8 beers. That doesn't help.
Because we're doing it right here, bud.
But he provided a phrase that was used in reference to what was happening in Nazi Germany. I was saying how we're being used now. And I can't remember the phrase, and that's really frustrating right now. So...
What was Joe's reaction to this? Was he like, haha, I kind of told you so?
Yeah, I know. He's very nonchalant about it. He was just like listening to it. Like, really? You know, he was letting him talk, is what I'm trying to say. So,
for anybody...
Much like Howard Stern would do, too.
Well, for anybody out there... Well, Stern is very adamant about getting the vaccine. He isn't. Yeah.
Joe Rogan and Howard Stern are totally opposites of the coin here.
Here's my take on this. Anybody in their right mind knows and realizes there are a few people who are making money off of any of these situations that are going on.
Absolutely.
Opportunistic people will definitely say, hey, we got a little fear-mongering kicking right here. Mm-hmm. We can use it for good, we can use it for bad, but we definitely want to use it to line our pockets, get some cash in here. You have to be naive as hell to think that there's not a little bit of, hey, if we can convince a certain number of people to do a certain thing, I don't give a shit if it's one way or the other. I'm not throwing my stance on this. I'm just not going to do it because I don't have the fucking knowledge, and I'm a fucking idiot artist podcaster.
Same here.
But I tend to think to myself, if I am a skeptic of something, I want to do some digging to figure out what the fuck where I should be on this. People are making money off of all this, and it's just it's fucked up.
As I've heard of over the last couple of years, follow the money situation. If you had, like 3 years ago, for example, you bought like 1,000 shares in Pfizer, you'd be a millionaire or more than that right now. 3 years ago, if you had hold 1,000 shares of Pfizer right now, you'd be sitting pretty right now.
I want to be sitting pretty.
Exactly. So, and And that's the whole situation. Is like, where is all this money coming from? Who is investing in this money, and who is?
We're not trying to downplay all these deaths and people.
I don't want to go. I don't want to go that direction. Exactly. No. It's a bad thing. But
it's awful.
There's lots of stuff that's going on with this virus that maybe it was.
I wish I had Nurse Fiona here to talk to me about this
and stuff like that. Exactly. She should be here.
I wish Nurse Fiona and Dr. Pinkie Pie were here to talk to me about this and tell me the right thing to do on any of these things. Because I don't want to die, but I don't want to be brainwashed either.
No, exactly. But there's theories that it was created by man, and I'm sure you've heard about these where it was created in the lab, and it was not really from a bat,
monkey humping a bat or some shit.
Exactly.
Whatever the fuck was
exactly.
On.
So
what did this go? It comes back around to
probably when our kids are our age. That's when they'll finally come out and say, "Oh, back in 2020, this is actually what happened."
Well, of course, we'll all be dead by then.
Exactly. You and I will be dead by then, but our kids will be.
If I live right my life right the correct way, I will be, because I don't want to be decrepit and shit as soon as my body starts breaking down. What it comes right down to is back to what we wanted to originally talk about. This is with the censorship stuff. We got into whole deep shit on this one.
Yeah.
The censorship thing and people deciding to do what they want with their own artwork and the Foo Fighters, musicians wise, it's the biggest thing because Spotify decided to gobble up all the podcasts because Spotify is a business and they want to make money on it. Right. So it's like, hey, everybody, come on, we got podcasts now with our music. So guess what? You guys got to get along.
The argument is that Neil Young is saying, if you're going to support Joe Rogan, I don't want my music on your streaming service, Spotify. So I'm pulling my music. And then Joni Mitchell came behind him and said, okay, I'm supporting, which is kind of funny when you think about what Joni Mitchell and Neil Young did back in the 60s or 70s. They were all about fighting for
free speech
and stuff. So now they're totally being the opposite about it now.
Well,
right?
Not necessarily. They're fine with Joe saying whatever he wants on Joe's platform. They didn't tell him not.
It's misinformation is what it is.
They didn't tell Joe to not say what it is. Right. They're taking the steps to get out of it. I'm not going to go to a gay bar. I'm not going to go to a gay strip club. I'm not going to go to a strip club.
Okay.
That's not my gig.
Right.
Right. Are you going to criticize me because I made the conscious decision to go to the fucking strip club I want to go to and go see the fucking bitches I want to see and shit? No, it's the same goddamn thing, okay? I don't like what's going on over there, so I'm going to go over here to do it. As somebody who makes art, as somebody who creates things, I get to choose what I want to do with my own shit. That to me, the whole Neil Young thing with all them, him changing music, doing all that shit, it is whatever.
Right.
To me, that's not that big of a deal because he's not telling Joe not to do it. All he's doing is saying, "I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go away from you guys.
I'm taking my stuff out.
Yeah, I'm taking my things
my bat
away
and going home."
I'm looking at it from a much more simplistic way.
Yeah,
everybody's all up in arms about like thinking into It's just no. He's got his stuff. He can do whatever the fuck he wants with his stuff.
All right,
don't you think?
No, he's right. He has every right to because it's his stuff and it's his music. And if he doesn't want to make money off of Spotify, then so be it.
But he's making a statement because like their stock has a little bit of
of course.
And what did you say? The Foos are next.
The Foos are talking about. There's rumors. Earlier I read earlier before I came up here, is that Barry Manilow was one of them, but he said no. I wasn't.
What is all of these like? Don't get me wrong. I like Neil Young. He's got some great tracks. Same thing with Joni Mitchell. Great tracks. Foo Fighters, big fan.
Yeah,
but like, how are they able to make this big of a wave?
Yikes.
I don't know.
Anyway, we got really fucking serious on that one. I'm sorry.
It was good stuff, though. Seriously. Literally.
Bottom line is, I'm drunk off my ass, and I'm still trying to be logical on shit.
And you want to do a beer run?
We're going to go... Fuck yeah, dude. Fucking A right, mine. Would on a beer
It's still early. Literally.
This is Goin Deep Show. That one we went really fucking deep. Here's the bottom line. Censorship doesn't just apply to what you want to hear. It's everything, even the shit you don't want to hear. Okay? I know as butthurt as you're going to get.
You don't want to be censored on this show, right?
I will never be censored on this show. I don't give a fuck. Exactly. I will always have a way to get my voice out. I have a live streaming station 24/7, podcast, YouTube channel, whatever. I'm never going to fucking shut up.
Exactly. There you go.
Go fuck yourself. Zaldor, final words.
Go fuck yourself. I like that.
Chill the next one, bitches.